I'm Kathy Phillips. I'm the town secretary here at the town of Little Elm, and I've worked here for 24 years. There are no words that I can say that will express my feelings towards the Little Elm Fire Department. I have seen many changes in the department and it has grown over the years. I can remember in the late 1980s of having a fully volunteer fire department to the fully staffed department that we have today. To see the new equipment purchased and the new buildings being constructed over the years has brought tears to my eyes many times. We have gained such wonderful leadership and crews. The department has grown along with the family and brotherhood atmosphere within the department. It has grown stronger with the more dedicated men and women we have gained. I consider them all an extended part of my family. They are the best. You will not find any better. They put their lives on the line every day. The dedication and passion for the job they do is beyond words. I thank them for protecting the residents of Little Elm and for a job well done. I was fortunate to be in attendance when several fire department members brought the World Trade Center beam into the town, and again when it was brought over to the new public safety building for its permanent home. During 9/11, our country lost American lives. The Little Elm Fire Department lost 343 brothers. To have the steel beam on display at the new building to honor those who lost their lives during that time has a very special meaning to me, and I'm sure for others as well. In my eyes and heart, the Little Elm Fire Department is the best.
My name is Josh Willis. This is my lovely and so fortunate lucky wife, Courtney. In 2009, I was the runner-up Rookie of the Year for the Little Elm Fire Department.
He said that.
So congratulations to Tico. Anyways, I'm here to share a story. Earlier this year, I was involved in a accident with John Bailey. We were both injured in a church fire in early May. A few weeks later, I found out that the injury was worse than we thought, and I had torn my bicep tendon completely off my arm, and I shredded my labrum, which was going to require major surgery. Didn't know how bad it was going to be at that time. We knew it was going to be bad, but we didn't realize how bad it was going to be for our family at the time.
Certainly didn't think 6 months later.
Yeah.
It would still be affecting us.
Yeah. Because we just brought Owen home less than 6 months before that, and Courtney had quit her job to stay home with the kids because Owen needed that attention. My faith was being questioned. But I can say I will never ever question the brotherhood of this department. I got calls from everybody offering anything, from financial support to mowing the lawn, which was huge for Courtney. That's when the association stepped in and helped us out tremendously, more than I could ever have asked for. And other people outside of the association stepped forward and helped us. And I'm not a pride. I don't like to ask for help much anymore. And it was hard for me to do that, but I knew I had to put my pride aside to take care of my family.
Even more than the financial help that we received from everyone, it was just the fact that we were struggling and we were having a hard time with everything going on, and not to mention the fact that injury could have been so much worse. I mean, Josh could have really hurt himself, and that kind of was something that I was trying not to think about. But to know that our fire family came together and supported us and loved us, and that they went out of their way to really just wrap around us and be there for us and to help us in more ways than we would have ever thought was really touching.
And I saw a lot on that brisket. I really saw the brotherhood. People, not only the guys, but their families, sacrificing their time for us. You know,
it was just,
and to see the people that from other departments, other cities, you know, just buy briskets, it meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to us. But I knew that we were going to be okay.
It was different to be on the receiving end of that because we just, you know, we know we would do anything for any of these guys, but it was just so different to see people take time out of their day and just come out and support us. It just was something that I'd never experienced before, really.
My family is okay today because of you guys, because of everybody that has helped us, and we're blessed. I love Little Elm. I love being. God put me in that church for a reason. I've seen a lot of departments, and I've never seen them like this. You guys saved our life in more ways than one, financially and emotionally. So we wouldn't have made it. We wouldn't have made it at all. So.
My name is Steve Ferguson. I love the guys. I love them very much. They are very good guys. I do a lot for the fire service. And as y'all know, we got a bill for y'all. And I love that. Chief was much and I was too. Guys, y'all are very good. I spend a lot of money to support y'all. And I do anything for y'all at 2 o'clock in the morning. Guys, thank y'all for being such good friends. I do anything for y'all.
Okay, I'm Bernadette Hodgkiss, and I have been with the Fire People Alert System for about 3 years. And I overdo my exercises sometimes, and when I transfer from the bed or any place else, sometimes I fall and then I have to call them. I'm so embarrassed. I'm usually in the middle of the night. Oh yes, getting them out of bed and everything. And I just love them to pieces. I think of them as my kids at the time, and they know me and they know my dog, Cece. And we are very fortunate to have all the firemen here. One day they came 3 times in one day, and they said, okay, the 3rd time they said, you're going to the hospital. I don't know if you broke both legs or what, but then they took me to the hospital. I didn't want to go, but then they talked me into it, so God bless them all on that. I'm kind of happy that I live in Little Elm, so they are very, very fast coming, and no complaints about them. Just God bless them, and hope I don't need them too often anymore. But if I do, they're there, and I'm very secure with the alert system. And you all have a good year, and Merry Christmas to all.
My name is Zane Crimpin. I'm a Dallas fireman. I've been on about 10 years, and let's see, about a month ago, I got a text from my wife at 5 in the morning, and we had a water leak. She woke up, there's about 2 inches of water in the house, and I wasn't really sure what to do, so I told her to hang up with me and call 911 and have them cut the water off. So that was the first time in 37 years I've had, been involved with calling 911 with all the runs we've made. It's kind of weird to be on this side of it. The Bubbas from Tubes came over. I had a feeling Lieutenant Connor was riding the seat that day, and sure enough they came, cut the water off. Saved the day as far as I was concerned, because it was a true emergency for us. And then I'm heading to a school that day, and James calls me, or Lieutenant Connor calls me and says, hey, what can I do for you? And I said, man, if you can just cap the valve that busted and then get my water turned back on, that way my wife and kids can stay in the house that night until we figure everything out. And sure enough, that's what they did. And they came back the next day and made sure everything was fixed up and did a great job. So the Bubbas from Tubes did a great job for me.
Hi. My name is Elaine. I go by Lainey Crawford. I live here in Little Elm, and about 2 years ago I was out in my backyard and I fell over a crazy water hose and destroyed my knee. And my husband called 911 and our firefighters showed up in no time, and I'm telling you, I couldn't have been treated any better. They automatically, it was so bad, my knee was, that they got me taken care of where I wasn't in pain, and then got me to Presbyterian Hospital. But let me tell you a little about them. When they got there, I bet there were 7 men, and they were the nicest and the sweetest men I've ever met. And if I had, which I hope I don't ever have to, use firefighters again, it would be these guys. The reason is because after I fell, I literally destroyed my knee. It was broke in 5 places, and my knee would not bend. And all 7, I think it was 7, men literally took care of me, picked me up, put me on the stretcher, and got me into the ambulance and to the hospital in no time. I think they were at my house in 3 minutes, I'm not sure, but it was very quick, and I appreciate that. They didn't waste any time. And also, the firefighters, they cared. It wasn't like that's their job. They truly cared. And guys, I want you to know how much I truly care and appreciate it. You were just awesome. And I truly, if I could ever do anything to help you, I would be more than willing to, because you sure helped me that day.
Yeah. My name is Ken Schnackenberg.
I'm Jennifer Schnackenberg, and we'd like to thank the guys at the Little Elm Fire Department for saving my life. Ken was out of town working, and I was very sick, and I'd actually gotten up, been home for 3 days being sick, and then on a particular day I got up and went and tried to go into the restroom, and the next thing I know I was half laying in the tub. And so I called 911, and they came and took me to the hospital, and ended up I had septicemia caused by E. coli. And so I was really dehydrated, so they filled me up with fluids and antibiotics, and then sent me home, and I got well. And I just want to thank the guys a lot for coming and getting me. And they had to put up with our dogs, and I was afraid what was going to happen when they came, because they're usually friendly, but I wasn't sure what they would do with somebody that came through the door without me letting them in.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the first responders. Season's green, God bless you guys.
Okay, thank you to the firemen for coming to my house. That day we have the emergency. Thank you very much.
Thank you, appreciate for everyone and me and my family. Thank you, appreciate it.
Jim and Dottie Slayback live Little Elm, Texas, and one Saturday morning, May the 10th, 2008, 7 o'clock in the morning, I was driving a vintage Ford F-150 pickup down to get it inspected. And Dottie was following me, and we left the west part of town and went across the Little Elm Bridge, and I just felt faint or something. I got across the bridge and I pulled into the parking lot at the Little Elm post office. I got out, and after I got out of the truck, I kind of passed out.
And went down to the ground.
And there was a policeman on his way home that was passing by, and he pulled in. I remember talking to him, but I can't remember his name.
He gave it to me, and we could never find him again to thank him. And to me, it was like the guardian angel that came to help. That's how I view it.
Since I was feeling kind of woozy, and my wife called 911.
Well, before that, when he went down on the ground, he wasn't moving, and I put my hand on his chest, and he went, and so I quick called 911. I didn't know if he was already dead. I had no clue.
But the medics with the ambulances had 2 ambulances show up, one white and one red, and I'm not sure which one I was put in. I heard the medic say something that we're losing him, and then after that I kind of passed out, fully passed out. And the rest is what I've heard people say. Guy, thanks.
Thank you very much. Our prayers were answered.
You did a good job, evidently.
On January the 4th, we got up and was making a bed, and my wife said that she was feeling dizzy. And I'd been arguing with her about going to the doctor because she wasn't feeling well. And I said, go get you an appointment and we'll go to the doctor right now. So she went in and got an appointment and went back and got her clothes on, and she was coming down the hall. She says, Papa, I don't think I'm gonna make it. So she come over here and sat down in this chair and got worse and worse. And I called 911. And the fire truck bunch came first, and then
You got me an aspirin.
and got her an aspirin, and then the boys in the ambulance came shortly after that, and they come in and they took her vitals and so forth, and decided that she was having a heart attack and they needed to get her to the hospital, and they took her out of here. And when they were putting her in the bus, she went flatline, and they used the paddles on her, and then CPR. And according to the boy, when he was using CPR, he says, I knew we'd made it when you reached up and took a hold of my arm, because I've never had that happen. You know, the way they had talked to me, that there was ever going to be any hope at all. And when I got over to the hospital, she was still kicking, and there was people running all over the place, and a little nurse says, are you the husband? And I said, yes, I am. And she said, you can sit right over there. And so I went over and sat down, and about 30-45 minutes later, she told me, she said, would you like to get up and hold her hand? And I said, yes. And I owe everything to those boys. Man, you know, without that woman, I'd be kind of a lost puppy. And she actually owes her life to them, because without them being here, she wouldn't have never made it. All I want to do is thank all the fellows that were in that bus that morning that came here and gave me back my wife. And I appreciate it, and I always will. If it wasn't for them, she wouldn't be here.